Okay, we're going to take a look at our math. We've been talking about multiplication, and what I've been hearing from a lot of your parents and from pickup day, that multiplication is going well and that you're liking multiplication. I know this to be true because towards the end, before we got out on this long break and couldn't go back to school, a lot of you were asking for harder math and were wanting multiplication. But come to find out, you're realizing that multiplication can be easy if you just think about it, okay? So if you're not enjoying multiplication, if you're having a hard time with multiplication, stay connected, stay involved, and I promise you it's going to click. And the more you do of multiplication now in second grade, I'm just preparing you for Miss Green. It's going to be one step easier for you, okay? So we're on 14.5. It looks just like this. Remember, we only do the top part of our do it now. Make sure your name and number is on your paper, because that's very important. All right, we said anytime we multiply by 0, the answer is just 0. So 9 times 0 is going to be 0. But we said anytime we multiply by 1, it's just that other factor. So 7 times 1 is 7. 11 times 0 would be 0. Now remember, the two numbers that we multiply together, those are called our factors, and the number that we get, or our answer, that would be our product, okay? So the two factors we multiply together, we get an answer, or it's called the product, okay? So I want you to do those last 6 on your do it now by yourself. Try to do your best. Remember, anything multiplied by 0, it's 0. Anything by 1, it's just that other factor, that other number, okay? So do that. All right, we're going to transition into what is called the commutative property. Say that with me. Commutative property. Good. So commutative property means, we started talking about this last week, the order, the principal order, and all that. The order when we multiply does not matter. I could say 1 times 4 is 4. Or I could say 4 times 1 is 4. That order doesn't matter. As long as we have those same factors, those same two factors, we can put them in any order. And that is called the commutative property. So, in a little bit, once we get done with this lesson, you're going to have these puzzle pieces that you are going to be able to work through by yourself. You're going to be able to cut them out like we would in class, mix them up really good, and then I want you to put the puzzle pieces back together. And what you're going to find is you're going to have two different equations, but they equal the same answer because the commutative property means we can change the order of the factors and still get the same answer, okay? So if you're looking at this page right here, if you look at this one right here, it says 4 times 10 would equal 40, but 10 times 4 would also equal 40. Okay, 3 times 5 would be 15, but 5 times 3 would also equal 15. So I have the same two factors, I've just flipped the order. So you will cut that puzzle pieces apart later. That's just something you can keep at home. You don't have to send back with me. Once you've completed your puzzle, if you want to post a picture to Google Classroom or send it to me, that would be awesome, just so that we can kind of see that you were able to work through your puzzle pieces, okay? But while you're doing that, try to think of those facts in your head instead of just matching up the puzzle shape. So that way we know that you're getting your facts down, okay? So we are going to take a look at this 14.5 worksheet together. You don't have the extra worksheet today. It's just simply this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few of each section, and then you're going to work on them on your own, okay? So we have an array is what this is called. And so this is how we figure out how many different pieces are in that array. So we would do, if I'm looking this way, 1, 2. So we would do 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 times 4. Or we could say 4 times 2. So we could say 4 times 2. Okay, and remember, when we multiply by 2, we're just adding those together. So 4 plus 4 would be 8, or 2 times 4 would be 8. But the commutative property tells me I can just turn that around. 4 times 2 would also be 8. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the next one. We have another array, and so we're going to write the two different multiplication problems or equations that would work for this array. So if we're counting down first, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. We count across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 4 times 5, or we could go the other way, go across first. That would be 5 times 4. Now we said that if we do by 5, we're just counting by 5s. And we said a clock counts by 5s as well. With nickels, we count by 5s. So 4 times 5, we would just count up to 4 by 5. So 5, 10, 15, and 20. And so the commutative property just means we change the order of those factors, so we're still gonna have the same answer. So 5 times 4 is also going to be 20. Okay, what I could do also is just count up those pictures or that array, but I'd really like for you to try to do your multiplication facts. Okay, you can count them up if you need to, but really try to do your multiplication facts first. Okay, all right, let's look at this last array in this section. Okay, so we're gonna go down first. It'd be 1, 2, and 3. So it'd be 3 times. We're gonna go across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3 times 10. Remember, if it's commutative property, we just switch the order. So if we go across, it'd be 10. If we go down, it would be 3. So it'd look just like this. Okay? So 3 times 10, we said there's always going to be a 0 in our ones place. And then we would do 3 times 1 would just be 3. And if we flip the order, 10 times 3, we'd still have that 0 in our ones place. And 3 times 1 is 3. So it'd still be 30. Okay? So you're going to go back and you're going to finish that bottom columns on your own. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the bottom. It says, use the commutative property to help you solve each problem. So 2 times 4 would also be 4 times 2. Okay, and 4 times 2 would give me a product of 8. Okay, 5 times 7, we would skip that over, and we would say 7 times 5, that would be the opposite. 7 times 5, so let's count up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So my answer, my product would be 35. We're going to do one more, and then you're going to be on your own, okay? So 10 times 9, we flip that order and be 9 times 10, okay? So we could count up by our 10. So we could do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So we could have our answer of 90, or we could know that we put a 0 in our ones, and 9 times 1 would be 9, so 90, okay? So I'm going to leave those last 4 or 3 blank for you as well. So you have 3 up here, 3 down here. You go back and do it now, and that is your math lesson today. So commutative property means that we can switch the order of our factors does not matter. We get the same product. Okay, now we can't do 4 times 5 equals 20 and 5 times 5 equals 20. It has to be the same factors that we flip around. Okay, so do your best work, rock out, name a number at the top of that paper, and we'll talk to you soon.